kind of want to be our own people. I mean, Nick and Sonya left a great legacy here, but I think we're working to do something real special coming up.
Like what?
Having a great season. I mean, just with the O-line we have now, just the whole team aspect we have right now, I think we can do something real special.
Elijah was just talking about that offensive line, how it's kind of like a dream running behind big, huge guys like that when all you can see is your own offensive linemen because they're so big. I mean, what's it like to you? What do you compare it kind of? Because it's probably the biggest guys you've ever run behind, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, with the offensive line we have now, I mean, just being able to trust them that they're going to get them holes open, that we can run through them. So they do a great job in practice, just opening holes for us.
DeAndre, Coach Moore talked earlier in the offseason about learning from some of the guys like Sony and Road Point and having guys that are younger that take some of those characteristics and things that they learned. And do you see yourself doing that, especially since you work so much with Sony and
Doing what?
just taking on more of a leadership role in terms
Yeah.
of characteristics and things like that?
Yeah, most definitely. One thing I need to work on is being more vocal to everybody. Kind of like a lead by example kind of guy. So just being more vocal so that young people will follow me.
DeAndre, you guys lost the second and third leading rushers in program history. Do you have any doubt you can stay at the level of where Georgia was rushing the ball last year? Obviously, you had a lot to do with that as well. But how much do you have confidence in this group of running backs?
Most definitely. I mean, we got a great group of guys here. Coach McGee does a great job of keeping us grounded in practice. So I think we'll have a great year running back.
What about Zamir's injury? What does that mean for your room and the level? It's one less talented guy that they can throw out there.
Zamir's injury. It's sad to see. I mean, he was doing so good, you feel me? So he was getting ready to contribute to the team. So it's just sad to see him hurt himself. He'll be back, I know.
What was your initial reaction when you saw or heard that about his injury?
I was just sad. From I reached out to him, texted him immediately, like anything he needed, I was here for him. So I'll only be here for him.
How much does it impact you that you watched Marty come back from the exact same thing, right? I mean, you guys saw him come through that rehab thing and have to watch you guys during the spring, and then bam, it hits him again.
Right. I mean, he's so strong mentally. I know he's going to be good. I mean, Mr. Ron does a great job with treatment and stuff like that. So I know he's going to get back.
What about you, medically wise? I mean, I know you had that growing in the spring. Is all that behind you? You feel pretty good?
Yes, sir. I'm healthy.
What is your mental approach to this season and the opportunity that awaits you here for this season?
Just knowing everything, as far as protection, the plays, knowing my assignment.
The level of excitement, knowing that you're going to get the ball more.
That's great. I mean, I think I got to show a lot of people. There's a little bit of hype behind me, so I need to show a lot of people what I really can do. So I really love to do that.
What did you learn from your playing time last year and being around Nick and Sony, and that you've been able to already add to your arsenal this fall camp?
Just staying ready, so I got to get ready. I mean, just like I said, knowing my assignment, so when my name is called, I can go out there and perform.
You said you have a little hype behind you. That's probably a good thing for a running back, right?
Yeah. I try not to look so much into it. Just going out there and practice every day, doing what I can do for my team.
Jake had quite a safety blanket back there with Nick and Sony last year. You feel like you guys can step in and kind of be that. If he turns back that you guys can get the job done.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, we have a great group of guys here. I mean, we're so deep at the position. I mean, when I come out, when Elijah comes out, we're not going to lose it at all.
So many guys, so many running backs like to go to a place where they can play right away, and you chose to go to Georgia where you knew, those two guys were kind of the bell cow backs. Can you imagine what would it be like where you would be right now if you hadn't done that, if you hadn't had a chance to learn under those guys a year?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so grateful that they were here to be able to stay, for me to learn so much behind them.
What about the questions of, I guess, running between the tackles, size? I mean, how have you done? How comfortable are you running inside and where it's physical?
I'm pretty comfortable with everything.
Have you done a lot of work between the tackles and the scrimmages this fall?
Yes, sir.
What are you seeing out of the defense? A group that's got to replace 7 starters. What are you seeing?
Fast, physical, committed, running to the ball, great leadership. So, yeah.
Anybody standing out to you?
The whole defense. I mean, John Ledbetter, the leader of the defense, so I think he does a great job of keeping everybody on the same page, but real fast, real physical defense.
Where have you made your greatest strides in the offseason? Obviously, you had a great campaign last year, but where do you think you really built on that?
Working on pass protection was my main thing. I believe I got faster, stronger, and in the weight room a lot. So I think.
Did you add any weight, or did you just
I'm
firm it up?
I'm 215.
DeAndre, how do you think things might change if going from the number 3 running back to if you're the starter, in terms of maybe defenses aren't as worn down when they see you right away and that kind of thing?
Appreciate it.
In terms of being the number 3 and having Chubb and Sony ahead of you, kind of helping to wear down defenses, does it change anything for you? Do you think?
No. Making sure I'm more conditioned. Probably. I know I get more carries in that aspect, but no, not too much.
I know you probably don't like to dwell on the past, but how often does that 64-yard run in the SEC championship game kind of pop up in your mind?
I see it on social media all the time. It's just one of the highlights of my career so far here at Georgia.
How confident are you think you can, I don't know, make several more of those? I mean, do you feel good about being able to, create more moments like that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I get in space, highlights will come. It'll come.
When you guys look at your running back room, I mean, there's a lot of talented guys. Do you feel like it's more of a committee where one guy gets hot and that's the guy that's going to get the ball at the moment in time, or how do you kind of evaluate that?
I mean, it depends on the rotation, depends on the game plan, who we're playing, stuff like that. But I'm sure if somebody's hot, they'll keep feeding him because he's hot.
Hey, Andre, can you kind of take me back to when Coach McGee recruited you and what his philosophy was on having that depth of talent at the running back position? And I mean, from your perspective, why would somebody choose to come into a room like that where there's so much competition and so much back and forth and so many guys?
I mean, the type of person I am, I was never scared of any competition. Anywhere I had to go, I was going to compete regardless of where I was at, any school. So just coming in that role, just knowing I was going to play like more like the passing game, stuff like that, catching the ball. So I embraced my role.
Going on back to that leadership we talked about earlier, what's like specifically, what do you do to really like just kind of stand out as a leader to the other guys like in the running back position?
Really, like I said, leading by example, knowing what I'm doing, so I can take young guys like Samir, like Cook, just to follow behind me.
Was there anything you were like, you really had to like kind of be like, okay, this is what I have to do now? Did you feel very natural going into
I feel very natural.
How would you compare and contrast you and Elijah?
I believe in complement each other real well. Two different type of backs, but in a great system right here. So I think.
Is that when you say two different backs? I mean, is it as simple as Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside, or how would you describe just running styles?
I mean, he do stuff differently. I do stuff differently, kind of like Nick and Sony. But we complement each other real well. Like I said, he could run outside, run inside, and I could do the same. We're gonna complement each other real well.
What are you seeing out of the highly heralded freshman class? Are they starting to enter the dog days now, getting a little tired?
Yeah. I think the whole team is tired, but Coach Smart does a great job of like informing like special teams to the young guys because that's real big college football special teams. So I think that's what the like main focus is. But as far as young guys playing, we have a lot of young guys that can contribute to the team.
You're still on punt coverage, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're on punt coverage when Samir went there?
No, I was off the field.
Do you see the freshmen being open-minded and accepting the special teams opportunities?
Yes, I feel like every freshman is working and just taking on that special teams role.
What have you seen from Cook in the backfield back then? James
Just
Cook?
so willing to learn, like real fast, real exciting player to watch. Just so willing to learn.
He reminds you a little bit of yourself?
Cook, he real unique in his style of play. I can't compare.
You're the second guy that said the word unique. What makes him running?
Like the way he run, like it's weird, but I like it. Like, he's real unique. He's gonna be a great player.
What's weird about it?
It's just his stride so long. It's not like it's like one cut. He's just real smooth, real smooth.
What do you see, in the young guys that like, what's something in yourself, I guess, that you see in the young guys that like, really stands out to you?
Just taking on, like trying to learn whatever they can do to get on the field. Whether it be special teams, whether it be punt, return, just whatever.
Time for